All right, guys, this unit we're going to be learning all about circles. We're going to learn about circles, circumference, and area. So first we're just going to talk about circles. So you can title your page Circles. And there's a bunch of vocabulary that you've never seen before, even though you know what a circle is. So let's take a minute and draw a circle. Ooh, I'm going to draw a beautiful circle. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. All right, so once you have your circle, there's a couple of different parts of the circle that we need to remember. So first is the center, right? So the very center of the circle. And if you go from the center straight down, it's not pretty. Let's do it in red. Okay, so if you go from the center straight down, that was terrible too. Can I draw a line maybe? Where's the line? Ha! Here we go. There we go. All right, from the center to the edge is called the radius. So now I'm going to take my pencil and kind of turn it into a little R for radius. So the distance, nope. There we go. From the center to the edge of the circle, and again, that's called the radius. The radius is the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. All right, we're going to draw another circle. Can I move that one or, oops, nope. Okay, undo. Let's try and put it over here. Fail. Closer. We'll go with that. So we're going to mark the center again. And this time we're talking about the diameter. So we have the diameter. D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R. Diameter. So the diameter goes all the way across the circle. So we're going to go through the center, but all the way across. And the way I remember that is by turning that line all the way across into a D, like a lowercase d, D for diameter. And that's the distance across the circle but you have to make sure you go through the center. So I'm going to add that part. Through the center. It's kind of like the width of the circle, whereas the radius only goes halfway across, the diameter goes all the way across. Okay, so those are the big pieces of the circle. So I thought we could take a minute and draw some circles and just label them radius or diameter. So we're going to scroll down and draw some circles. Oops, I don't want it blue though. I'd like it to be the same as all the other ones. Yeah, okay. Nope, I want my circle. Well, that is increasingly getting shorter there. Okay, let's try again. There we go. There we go. All right. So got a couple of circles here. We're just going to draw in some lines and then decide if they're a radius or a diameter. Okay, so we're going to take a moment and decide, are these a radius or a diameter? So the first thing I want to do is mark the center, right? So this one goes from the center to the edge. So I would take my pencil and say that this is a radius. It's sideways, right? You kind of have to turn your head to the side to see that R, but it's a radius for sure. All right, this next one, we're going to mark the center. Try and decide what you think it is. Notice it only goes halfway across the circle, so this is another radius. Little r right there, radius. All right, and then we have this last one, mark the center. Think about what you think it is. Since this one goes all the way across, it's a diameter. So in blue, I'm going to mark that this is a diameter. Diameter. So notice they don't have to go the same direction. I'm going to scroll back up. They don't have to be in this same direction where the radius is at the bottom or the diameter is like straight up and down. They can go any direction. So notice the radius can go to the side or kind of like, what is that called? Diagonal. Or the diameter can go this way or straight up and down or straight across. They don't necessarily marked in the exact same way every time. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how to find the circumference. So that's a hard word, and it's something that you probably have never really seen or talked about before. So we're going to talk about that being the circumference, C-I-R-C-U-M-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. I know it's a ridiculous word. We're going to mark it with the letter C most of the time, so you won't have to stress about spelling circumference more than this. So we're going to put circumference of circles. Now, circumference is generally only used for circles or cylinders, things like that. So nothing that you have to stress about on other shapes. Most other shapes, it's called the perimeter. So that's what we're going to write. It's like perimeter, but for circles. That's not how you spell circles. There we go. Someday I'll learn how to write pretty on the computer here. Okay, so if you look at your purple formula chart, you're going to see that the formula on there is C equals 2 pi r, or there's another one, C equals pi d. Whoops. Now, what you could do is C is the question talking about radius or diameter and pick which formula you need. For most of my kiddos, the best way in the past to do this is always use one of the formulas. So for the usual, we always went to the radius and then calculated the circumference. So make like a little table on your paper. Oops, that's not my pencil. Here we go. We're going to make like a little table. And we're always going to kind of do it the same. We have radius, diameter, circumference. So we're always going to kind of fill those in where the radius is the halfway across. The diameter is the all the way across. And then the circumference is the distance around the circle. So draw yourself a little circle. Not blue, Jablonski. Okay, and then this one, it would be like given to you. So we're going to draw in the first question. So we have a line across. Where are you? Pencil. And it says this is 2 centimeters. And it says, what is the circumference? What is the circumference? Okay, so first thing you have to decide is, what is this distance? Is this the radius or the diameter? Notice it goes from the center to the edge, making that a radius. So we're going to put radius equals 2 centimeters. Now you have to think to yourself, if the radius is halfway across, if I were to take it and go If I were going to take it and make, this is 2 centimeters, so then what's this part over here? Another 2 centimeters. So the diameter, you see the D, the diameter would actually be 4 centimeters. So we're going to put our 4 centimeters. And then all that's left to do is deal with that pi. Pi is just 3.14. So all you have to do is multiply 4 times 3.14. But to estimate, you can just multiply by 3. 4 times 3 gives us 12 centimeters.